Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm Kim. This is Kim's Wellness Space, and you are very, very welcome. So, this week I want to talk to you about feelings and data. And these two things really get squished together, and we need to separate them. Separate them for the win. The easiest one that we can talk about for this is scale weight data. We all know, don't we, how we feel when we step on the scales. Like, some of us don't care, some of us care loads, some of us are somewhere in the middle, but we have a feeling about what we're looking at. And actually, it's just numbers. As we don't need to have a feeling for numbers. If we try and start something new, maybe we're just signed up for the gym, we're going to the gym. We have feelings about that. We have feelings about going. We have feelings about how we get on when we're there. We have feelings about the workout. And then afterwards, we have feelings about how it went. Was it the same as last time? Was it the same? Was it what we expected? We have all of these feelings wrapped up in that, but if we separate the feelings away and it's just a task, it's easier for us to keep doing it. So let me give you another example. I know every week on a Monday, I, or my husband, mainly we have to go and do a dog poop collection from the garden, ready for the bin men. We do it on other days as well, but we always make sure we do it on a Monday because the bin men come on a Tuesday. Now, this is a task that I do regularly, consistently. Why do I do it? Well, because the bin man's coming and needs to take the rubbish away, and because I don't want my garden full of dog poop, because that would be disgusting and it would smell and it's not healthy, and I don't want to step in it, and it's not good for the dogs. And there's loads of reasons, isn't there? How do I feel about doing that? I don't actually have a feeling towards it. I know that it needs doing, so I do it. Is it my funnest job of the week? Probably not. But does it make me feel happy or sad? Do I feel cross or angry? I don't feel anything like that. It's just something that needs doing, and I do it. And that's how I like to feel about the things that I need to do for my wellness. So obviously, when I'm working out or moving and it's something that I love it. Is that always true? No, that's not true at all. Sometimes I really don't love it. Sometimes I'm like, God, this is really hard. Why am I doing this? And then I remember it's just a task. It doesn't make any difference whether I like it, I don't like it, whether it's hard, whether it's easy. That is not the important bit. The important bit is that I'm doing it because I'm consistent. I want to get the results that I want. And so I'm doing it. It's a task. I don't need to attach a feeling to it. It's a very unusual concept, I know, because we put feelings on everything, don't we? You know, we look at a bird and we attach a feeling to it. Oh, I really like that bird. Oh, that bird's really annoying. Oh, that bird has a lovely tuneful whistle and I enjoy listening to it. That bird has a very annoying whistle and it makes me angry when it whistles outside my window. I don't think anyone could be angry with a bird, but you know what I mean? We attach feelings to things that we don't need to attach feelings to. So if we can try and pull the feelings back and just accept that, you know, this health and fitness, this wellness is messy. We are going to feel all sorts of things, but we don't want to fixate on that. We want to just keep a very logical mind of, If I want to be there, I've got to take this action, this action, this action, regardless of the feelings, regardless of whether it's good, bad, whatever. I've got to do these actions to get over there. You know, if I want my hair to look nice, I have to make sure I wash it. I have to make sure I look after it. I have to, you know, style it or dry it. It's not just going to happen by magic. Do I have a feeling attached to that? Not really. It's my hair. If I am doing something and it's really important to me, I'm going out for the evening, and I look at myself and think, I need to go and wash my hair. Am I going to be unhappy that I've got to wash my hair? Am I going to be joyful that I'm going to wash my hair? Is it going to be hard? Does that mean I won't do it? Does that mean that I'm just going to go out with my hair looking like I just fell out of a hedge because it was just too hard to wash it? I don't think I am. I think I'm just going to be like, oh, well, get on and wash it. And that's what I mean. It's trying to pull away the feelings from the actions. We know, if any of us are on our health and fitness wellness journey, we know that some days are harder than others. We absolutely know that. We know that some workouts are harder. We know that some walks feel like they've gone on for 10 years when it's 10 minutes. We know this. And we always have a choice. We can always stop. But if we stop, we drop our consistency. If we drop our consistency, then we don't get the results. So we've got to keep going. How do we get rid of these feelings? Well, we can't get rid of them. They're always going to be there, but I guess we need to notice them and not make them, or not let them, affect the next thing that we do. So, for example, when I work out with weights, not so much now, when I started, it was really difficult. Like, I felt weak. You know, some days I feel like, why can't I pick a heavier weight up? It's so annoying. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it with a heavier weight. And then I do a couple of reps. I'll be like, oh God, this really hurts. Like, this is not good for me. I need to go down to the sensible rep. Do that. Get a sensible weight. Some days I don't use weight. Some days I just use body weight. But does it matter what weight I'm using? Or does it matter that I'm taking the action? The action is more important. So if I'm picking up the weights and they feel heavy, well, they're weights. They're going to feel heavy. Yep. If I move with the weights and it feels difficult because I'm tired, or I worked out the day before, or I'm starting something, I'm doing a different move that I haven't done before, I'm working a different muscle group that I haven't done, and it feels hard. Well, yeah. But does that mean that I should stop? I don't think so. I think it just means that I go, oh, okay, it feels hard today, but then put that feeling to one side and just keep going with the action. What's another? Oh, I know. Another example would be like the washing up. Nobody particularly likes washing up, I guess, do they? Just, it's something that has to be done. What happens if we don't wash up? Well, you run out of cups and plates and cutlery, don't you? And then, well, then what would you do? Would you go buy more? I don't think so. You'd have to wash up, wouldn't you? You might not want to, but it's a task. So you would put your feelings aside and you just get on with it because it's a task that needs doing. It's an action that you need to take to get the result. What's the result? You have a clean plate and some cutlery to eat your lunch off of. So you have to be really present, I think, so that you can recognize that you're having these feelings. And then before those feelings affect the action that you're taking, you can kind of stand still and stop and hold on and be like, okay, so yes, I acknowledge that this is what I'm feeling, but is it going to affect the action that I'm taking? Maybe some days it does, but mainly it doesn't, because you're going to be consistent because you want that result, right? It's very, I feel like I'm talking in circles today. I kind of really know when I started this podcast episode, I knew exactly what I wanted to say and it made total sense in my head. And now I'm talking, I'm thinking, am I just talking in circles? Am I actually making any sense? We can't stop feeling. We know that. We're humans. We feel. And we absolutely should. Right? I never, ever want to encourage anyone to squish their feelings. That's like so bad for us. Don't do that. So we're always going to have feelings, but we need to recognize the feelings. And then, we have marvelous brains. We can actually do that. We can actually step aside and be like, okay, I'm feeling this. It's making me want to do that. But actually, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do this anyway, because that's the result that I want. That's what I mean. So it's not that you're not ever going to feel it. You will feel it. It is hard. It is messy. It is, some days our muscles really hurt. Some days they don't. Some days it's really easy to whip up a meal and eat it. Other days you can stare in the fridge 3 or 4 times and not know what you're going to eat if you haven't been prepped or planned. But it doesn't mean that we have to put ourselves off from taking the action. Sometimes the actions change. My another episode that I did a while ago, I was talking about being consistent, and no matter what our workout looked like, as long as we were doing a workout, then it counts. That's the action, isn't it? It doesn't matter how we feel about it. We're taking that action. We're going to do it because that's what we do. We are here because we want to feel absolutely amazing. We're watching these people, not watching, following. I must remember that. We are following these people. We're seeing inspiration. We know what we want. We know how we're going to feel when we get to the end bit. We also can acknowledge how we're feeling as we get there, but those feelings don't have to stop us getting there. I really hope that makes sense. I think you're going to have to leave me some feedback on this one. And if it doesn't make sense, maybe I'll record it again, because it's really important, but it's clearly quite hard to explain. I was just trying to think if I had another example of how we can move. I suppose photos work. I would always encourage you, if you're collecting data, to take regular photographs, like weekly photographs, because sometimes the number data tells you that nothing's happened, but you can look at a picture and see that something absolutely happens. It also happens in reverse. But when we're looking at those pictures, we're not looking at them to produce a feeling like, it's not like we're taking a selfie and then it's like, oh, that's a really good selfie. I like that. I might use that image on something, or, we're using it just to collect data. So it doesn't matter if we're smiling. We're not taking a selfie. We're taking a slice of what we look like so we can compare it to other slices of what we look like while we're collecting other data so that we get a whole picture. We're absolutely not comparing to berate ourselves, tell ourselves off, to be harsh. It's just a measurement. So there's no feeling attached to it. It's just a measurement. We probably do have feelings attached to them at the beginning, because we're going to feel awkward and uncomfortable. And why am I doing this? It's icky. But when you practice it, in the end, it won't feel icky anymore. And actually, you might come to quite like it because there's lots of data that you can get from it. So we're not going to let that feeling of ickiness stop us from taking the action, because we know that that action gets our result. Yeah, that's a good example. I like that one. So, yes, we have feelings. Yes, we could acknowledge the feelings, but let's not let those feelings affect the action that we're going to take, so that we can carry on taking the action, so we can keep on being consistent, so we can get the result that we want. I really hope that made sense. I feel like I kind of lost my way a little bit in the middle. I hope I didn't. It's powerful. It is powerful. So let me know in the comments how you found that. Let me know, like, if I've completely confused you. Also, please let me know, because I can come at this from another angle, I'm sure. But thank you so much for listening today, and I will speak to you soon.